Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. In this session, we'll explore how service level connects with other key contact center metrics. From wait times and abandon rates to handle time and customer satisfaction, each one tells part of the story. Together, these cross-metric correlations reveal how balancing service level drives both performance and customer experience. Let's dive in. Let's look at the correlation between service level and average wait time or average speed of answer. This relationship is a direct inverse. In simple terms, when service level is higher, customers wait less, and calls are answered faster. On the other hand, when service level drops, customers are forced to wait longer before connecting to an agent. For example, if service level improves from 70% to 85%, the average speed of answer typically reduces from 45 seconds down to just 20 seconds. This clearly shows how a stronger service level directly enhances the customer experience by minimizing wait time. Now let's understand how service level links to abandonment rate. The two share a clear negative correlation. When service level is high, customers are answered more quickly, and fewer of them abandon the call. But when service level drops, wait times increase and abandonment percentages rise as customers leave the queue out of frustration. For instance, at a service level of 60%, the abandonment rate may reach 20%. But if service level improves to 85%, abandonment can fall sharply to just 7 to 10%. This demonstrates how strengthening service level not only improves efficiency but also protects customer retention. Next, let's explore the connection between service level and customer experience metrics such as CSAT, NPS, and CES. The correlation here is positive. A strong service level means shorter wait times, which directly lifts satisfaction and loyalty scores. On the other hand, when service level is poor, long waits lead to frustration and lower ratings. For example, customers who wait less than 30 seconds often give a CSAT of around 90%. But when the wait extends beyond 2 minutes, satisfaction can drop to just 70%. Clearly, maintaining a healthy service level is essential for building trust, loyalty, and stronger customer relationships. Now, let's look at the relationship between service level and average handle time. This one is a little more indirect and trickier to manage. When AHT rises, agents spend more time on each customer, which means fewer agents are available to answer new calls. As a result, service level tends to drop. But pushing agents to cut handle time too aggressively can backfire. Quality suffers, repeat calls increase, volumes rise, and service level still falls. The key takeaway is this: handle time should be optimized, not minimized. A balanced AHT ensures quality service while supporting a sustainable service level. Let's move to the link between service level and first contact resolution. Here, the correlation is all about balance. If agents are rushed to keep service level targets high, they may deliver incomplete resolutions, causing FCR to fall. On the other hand, when FCR is the primary focus, agents may spend more time per customer, which can extend handle times and reduce service level. The key trade-off is to strike the right balance, where customers get thorough, first-time resolutions without compromising response speed. Strong service level and healthy FCR must work hand in hand to ensure both efficiency and quality. Now let's examine the relationship between service level and occupancy, or agent utilization. This is a classic case of inverse tension. To achieve a high service level, you often need more staffing capacity, which lowers occupancy, meaning agents spend more time idle between calls. But when occupancy is extremely high, say 90 to 95%, it's usually a warning sign that service level is at risk because queues are building. The sweet spot lies in balance. A healthy occupancy range of 75 to 85%, combined with service level within target, ensures efficiency for the business and a manageable workload for agents. Finally, let's look at the connection between service level and shrinkage, both planned and unplanned. The correlation here is strongly negative. When shrinkage rises, whether due to training sessions, absenteeism, or extended breaks, fewer agents remain available to take calls, and service level drops. The key point is that workforce management must carefully adjust schedules to reduce the impact of shrinkage, especially during peak demand. By planning smarter, the center can keep service levels stable while still managing necessary time away. Now let's connect service level with cost to serve and financial performance. This relationship is all about trade-offs. When you improve service level by adding more staff, enabling callbacks, or using overflow routing, you often increase the cost per contact. But on the flip side, if service level is too low, the business faces lost revenue from abandoned sales calls, SLA penalties, and customer churn. From a leadership perspective, the goal is to find the optimal service level target, one that balances operational costs with customer experience and long-term financial outcomes. Lastly, let's talk about service level and compliance with SLA commitments. This is a contractual correlation. In many BPO agreements, service level performance is directly tied to financial penalties or bonuses. When a center misses its SL targets, it doesn't just create client dissatisfaction, it can also trigger significant monetary penalties. In fact, even a 2 to 3% miss in service level can result in losses worth thousands of dollars. That's why hitting service level isn't just an operational goal, it's a critical compliance and financial safeguard. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.